Hold on. I know you just double checked to make sure you are at the right channel and you click the right video. That's right. Everybody, I am here to review The Devil Wears Prada 2. So we're going to go and look our best, and then we're going to be our best. I need you to be your best by hitting that like button, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and donate to that Patreon in the description below. So yeah, a lot of different movies coming out of this channel lately, right? So Devil Wears Prada 2. I have never reviewed Devil Wears Prada 1, which is based on a novel from, actually, I forget who actually wrote the novel. I'm sorry. Let me just pull that up. By Lauren Weisenberger. Now, full disclosure, saw that first movie today. That's right. I watched it before I went to see the second movie. I said, you know what? Why not? Literally, it's a 20-year-old movie. This movie was, it wasn't made, but it came out same year I graduated, same year started college. I'm like, why not? Let's see where I land and where they land 20 years later. Let's just see what's going on here, right? And actually, our main cast, you know, of Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Stanley Tucci, and Emily Blunt, they technically look the same. Or should I just say, or the better term be, they aged wonderfully. Actually, I believe, in my opinion, no, you know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Emily Blunt looks better now than she did 20 years ago. They just, I don't know what they're doing, but whatever they're doing, they need to write a book or something. So what is The Devil Wears Prada 2? Well, it's 20 years, exactly 20 years ago from the events that happened in the first movie. We have an incident, well, not even an incident, it's the complications of the modern world, literally our modern world, where, you know, digital and things seem to be, corporate seems to gut things and then repackage things. You know, Andy just loses her journalist job with a paper. Funny enough, she wins an award the same day her and the entire team find out that they lose their jobs. And at the same time, Meryl Streep's Miranda Priestly, they find out that one of the vendors they were working with were not legit and they had some very bad practices. So as fate, kind of, it's fate, but with a little string pulling by one of my favorite characters, we got the team back together, and they're more or less gonna help each other. Well, it's framed that Andy is gonna help them, but we're gonna go forward and see what we can do in this world. It's kind of also about whether or not you want to let go or do you keep fighting, right? Especially from, you know, the debut herself, but we'll get into Miranda in a moment. So plot, I want to say it's simple, but it's simple and complex. I give it a 5 out of 5 because it's very easy to follow. Just like the pacing. The pacing is very well done. You don't get confused. Scenes have enough time to breathe. The funny parts are funny, and the dramatic part, like I like how moments just you get time to experience them, to go, damn, wow, ooh. So that is also a 5 out of 5. The music is fantastic here. I need to look up that soundtrack as soon as I'm done here. And I mean, Lady Gaga's in here, so it's not really one of my favorite people. But I think Gaga and Doechii did a song called Runway based on the magazine in the movie, in the universe, right? Yeah, had to go see this. For those of you who do not follow my Instagram, you pay attention to some of my stories from time to time. I am fashion adjacent. Got quite a bit, actually, know quite a bit of people and have quite a bit of friends that are in the fashion world, especially in Chicago. So, yeah, a little fun fact about me. Let's talk about old references. In the last reference, I was superb. It's a nice little full circle moment here. So we have the same intro with Andy brushing her teeth. And you know what's one of the funny things about that scene? is with the different type of technology and lighting we have when everything switched to halogen bulbs, and I believe in 2011, 2012. Watching that 2006 movie and getting the film, I don't want to call it graininess, but kind of like that, everything is not matted, right? So it's a little bit of saturation there. While the scene, again, movie looks great. I like seeing that, I paid attention to that juxtaposition there. We have, remember the two belts, the two cerulean belts that, they look the same. Well, we got a kind of a reference to that on the street as Andy's walking with two blue belts, though they looked azure. They didn't look cerulean to me, but there are two belts there. Don't want to talk about that one. We're going to go here. The very end, that when we're wrapping up everything and everyone's getting their hot rah happy ending, we're seeing where people land later. Unless I missed it, I don't know how far in the future that is, but we get the rah moment. Andy is wearing a version of the blue sweater that she wore when she first came to Runway. I thought that was a really cute touch, and instead of her it being just I don't call it oversized, but being oversized, it is fashionably fitting on her. She is styled very nicely, and no one's making fun of the outfit, so it's kind of like a full circle moment. I really enjoyed that. Was that the same sweater? No. Well, we got some cameos here, right? Heidi Klum was in the first one apparently, and it's like a blink if you miss it moment. Now, some of the cameos I pay attention to, John Baptiste. I come from a little bit of a musical background, so of course I'm going to pay attention to one of the greatest musicians / piano players in our modern era, probably if for all time. So John Baptiste was there. I miss Sierra. Sierra was in those credits, and I'm like, what? I had to blink and missed her. Had several titans of design was in here. Donatella Versace or Versace. Is it hers? Versace? Was it Versace? Right. Donatella Versace. Actually, I think I remember seeing her. Yeah. No. I think that was her. It was someone that Emily Blount's character was talking to. Emily Blount's character also being called Emily. I can't remember who that was, but lots of cameos in here, especially if you're deep in the fashion world. Now, I told you I'm fashion adjacent, so I missed quite a bit, but quite a bit of cameos. The twins show up. That is also a blink if you miss it moment. Remember, the twins are redheads, and then you see these. I don't know how to describe them. It's funny because Miranda called Andy fat, and then I see the twins, and the twins are pleasantly round like myself. At least that's how they look. So find it interesting, even though she's still like fighting. She's fighting with her new assistant named Amari, who's telling her the right things to say because she can't do the same things because it's 20 years later. She even hangs up her own coat, which Andy says, oh, things have changed. Hey, you're kind of forced to do it, right? But yeah, those are some of the callbacks, and inclusions and cameos that you may or may not miss. I think one of the people that's in the boardroom, the older black guy, I feel like I saw him in the first movie, but perhaps it could have been a different character, right? So let's talk about Andy. Off the bat, when sequels, especially sequels that people didn't ask for, sometimes one of your main characters regresses, right? Or, one of the best things you can hope for is that a character kind of stays the same. That's what we get with Miranda. But Andy, she is still confident, has her confidence that she gained from the first movie. Emily even mentions it. She's like, oh, you're much more confident. That makes a joke about her eyebrows, right? But she still dresses very well. I definitely need to do a review for that first movie because I don't think I would have appreciated it 20 years ago. It's some nuances there, and having a 20-year-old mindset and having Well, no, I was 18 at the time. But having an 18, 20-year-old mindset as opposed to a 38, 40-year-old mindset, vastly different. But I digress. What's going on with Andy? Or apparently, as she's catching up with Emily, she says she was not in New York for 15 years. She's traveled the world. She was doing all sorts of reports and stuff. Apparently, she did like a 4-part series on the Federal Reserve that her new boyfriend, Peter, the Australian guy, he read before they went on their first date, not a date, but official date. Yeah. Her eggs are frozen. So very modern. And I had to look up how old Anne Hathaway is. And I'm just going to assume that Anne's character is the same age as she is. And Anne and Andy are 43. And it blew my mind because now I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, holy shit, you all are trying to make, like, that's not even old, right? I went on a tangent in my notes towards the end where it's like, we live in a society where we're trying to say like 43. There's people who have kids between the age of 40 and 45, right? Although in modern science they call it geriatric pregnancies. Actually, they call it geriatric pregnancies after 26, I believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but just, she's still young. But the confidence is clearly there. Still very loyal, right? Trying to make things right for Miranda, trying to get her together. She has a great assistant named Jin Chow, played by a Miss Helen J. Shin, Asian young lady. I don't know if she's Chinese or not. I think she might be Chinese. She is the younger generation kind of representative. Her and Amari are the Gen Z, the newest younger generation. She was able to record that discussion that the new, I don't say new bosses, because Irv, he dies in this movie right before he can give Miranda her promotion. She wants to be in charge of all digital sales. That's another thing. It's 20 years in the future, right? So I said earlier, it's about how time has moved and times have changed. Like, physical magazines are all but gone. I'm kind of glad comic books are still around, right? So they do have a physical book, but they do a lot of stuff online, which makes sense. Journalism and everything, writer articles have gone online. So I like that. I do like how we also tackle the whole, people, places and businesses get gutted and then repackaged and everything is smaller, which is Andy's new boyfriend Peter, or new love interest, but new boyfriend Peter. He took an old building and like had to gut it and redo everything. He's like, it's kind of like what I do, and that's where they kind of have their friction, because she's like, no, it's not the same thing. No one cares about a stupid building. And Andy's still very passionate, still sometimes put her foot in her mouth, but I like how she's 20 years older, right? And it's clear that they both like each other. So after she comes back from, I think it's Italy. It has to be Italy, right? It's Munich. Munich's in Italy, right? After she comes back, she goes and talks to him. And they make up. And I like that. I like that they made up. That first boyfriend she had in the movie, in the first movie, Nate, fake Mark Ruffalo. Nah, he wasn't it. Forget that dude. And the other guy, the one that she slept with, I forget his name, he wasn't it either. Both of those dudes sucked. Peter, though, and Miranda's new husband, Stuart. We're gonna talk about Stuart when I get to Miranda, but she's still loyal. She's pushing. Stanley Tucci's character's Nigel. She's like, hey, Miranda, Stanley, he's the person who can stand in. She tries to say, hey, Miranda, you can't sit down and just take this. Hey, Nigel, you want to be more on the forefront. You love this stuff. You know this stuff. He writes the speeches. I really, really like where this character is. This kid, she's still really super resourceful. All of her skills that she learned in the first movie did not lose them out, especially when she tries to get Lucy Liu's character's name is something Barnes. Something Barnes. Give me a second here. Something Barnes. No. Not at all. I found the wrong character. I found the ex-husband. Sasha Barnes, right? This recluse billionaire lady who split from this stupid billionaire tech guy. Talk about him when I get to Emily, but use her resources to get there. Also, for things that return, Lily, her friend, her photography buddy who does the studios and the galleries with art and stuff like that. She returned. It is nice to see that they still remain close. I love that. I love that a lot. Lily also helps her get with Peter too, because when they have a quick moment and she has to leave for work, she's like, "You and my friend just had a moment. Give me a card. What's your name? Single, blah 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 blah." That is a good friend. That is, well, apparently first movie, 16 years of friendship. So no, they've known each other since they were little. So you add an additional 20 years. So that's 36 years of friendship. That's a good friend there. Let's talk about Miranda Priestly. Meryl Streep does her damn thing. Obviously, I should have said Anne Hathaway also does the damn thing as well. But Miranda, she is still the debut. She is still mean as shit. It is funny because she claims to not remember who Andrea Andy was at all. And it's funny because the person that she's based on from the book that's based on Laura, right? Not Lauren. Lauren, sorry. Based on Lauren's experience. That person also said the same thing. I don't remember this person. This person was your assistant for 15 years. Now, granted, in this movie verse, I was your second then first assistant for like a year. She's like, meh, right? But there's still those layers to her. She feels like a person who is trying to, not even a person. She is a woman that is trying to stay within her passion, right? Even when she finds out that Andrea and Andy, in anger, had started writing a mean book about her time, kind of reminiscent of this. And just like in the first movie, when they're in the car ride, she tells her that she knew about this, about the them trying to give her job away. She knew about her writing the book because people are quick to throw juicy stuff like that. But she's like, people need to know there's a cost. And I appreciate how over time, like she also paid attention to when Andy was sneaking out to try to help save everything with the whole Da Vinci's Last Supper. She still gives really good speeches that really just poke really, really good. So if math is mathing, Meryl Streep is 76. I'm assuming her character, Miranda, is 76. So you go from, middle-aged 55, 56-year-old woman to, seasoned 76-year-old woman who's still working. She's still powerful. She still knows her stuff. She's still doing the damn thing. Although she has to be reminded, you can't call people fat. It's not body negative. It's body positive. You can't say certain things. You can not do certain things. Although the comedy scenes when the Irv's son, who's the jackass from The Office, who also hurts Miranda's feelings. Hold on. I'm not gonna forget this. Where's this jerk? Where's Irv's son here? I got this list right here, guys. Can't stand this kid. Well, I can't stand the characters he plays. He plays really good a-holes. BJ Novak, right? Yeah, BJ Novak. He plays let's call him the douchebag rich kids really, really well. Yeah. So while she is just trying to figure things out, I guess it's the speech from Andy that's kind of reminds her who she is. But her husband Stuart, bro, as far as we know, this is husband number 3. This dude gets it. She works all the time. He will meet up with her there, like the last husband was supposed to. But when she says, after all this is gone, what will I have? And he's like, the twins, your asshole dog, and you'll have me. And she's like, maybe, like, how do I know when it's over? He tells her, hey, do not base your decision on how you feel right now. Go to sleep, then do what you got to do in the morning. And I love that for her. That's 20 years ago. Neither her nor Andy had partners that were very receptive or supportive of not just their passions, but the opportunities that they both have or had. She seems much more human in this movie. Like, she really does, especially with trying to figure out, like, is this, like, I've been fighting to keep this position for so long. Is it time to move on? And then when speaking with Sasha Burns, Lucy Liu's character, where she's like, you haven't, during the interview, this exclusive interview, you haven't asked me once about, my ex-husband. She's like, you're not defined by him. Like, you were great before him, you're great without him. Which is how I feel like that was like the icing on the cake that got them to where they needed to be. I'm gonna save my boy Tucci. I'm gonna save him for later. Let's talk about one. I forgot about the ending, and I'm gonna say it now so I don't forget later. I like how in the first movie it ends in the daytime, where Andrea and Miranda, they see each other, and she's like, and this is after Miranda told the person who was calling her for a reference, and told him, yeah, she's the biggest disappointment I've ever had, and you'll be an idiot to not hire her. And she's like, and she just acts like she doesn't see her, and then she smiles. She like acknowledges it, and it's during the day, and it gives a feeling of, moving forward, who knows what can happen. Here, the ending is wrapped up so nicely, where everyone gets a nice ending here, and I appreciate that. Yeah, look, we need that type of ending in this world right now, in this day and age. Seriously, you need a little hope, and I like this. I like this ending a lot, especially, and it's at night, and you have Miranda, Nigel, and Andy's offices all together, and it's like they're together, kind of like it should have always been. Maybe I don't know, but let's talk about Emily Blunt's character, Emily, right? So she has 2 kids, but she's divorced. She's dating Benji Barnes, this dumbass billionaire dude. Like, there's a point where he doesn't drink water. He's like, yeah, it's toxic, not doing water, or this is dumb, that's dumb. And when Miranda's talking to him, because she knows that, after Andy tries her best to think that she's gonna save Runway and save Miranda's job and everything, Emily betrays her, and she betrays both of them. And Miranda's like, I didn't think you had it in you to be that deceitful. And Emily says, you had Dior hire me because you didn't want me to take over. I'm younger, I'm fresher, I got good ideas. And one of Miranda's speech here, which I can't believe I was able to get some of this down. Nope, don't care about the book. Don't care about that. Taking you for granted. Can't wait to get to that. So she says to Emily, just like back then, you don't have it now. You're not a visionary. You're a vendor. That's what you're good at. And she's like, deep down, that's true. And you see the hurt in her face. And you could tell, like, all she's wanted is some type of validation from Miranda. The validation that our girl Andy more or less gets from her. I feel like Andy got a ton of respect from Miranda from that first movie, from going, yeah, you say I'm like you. I don't want to be like you. I want to be like myself. she found herself, and by finding herself, she finds the courage to go, yeah, no, I'm not going to keep doing something that makes me feel bad. I'm going to go forward with morals and be this kind person unto the world. We'll get to that in 2 seconds with Emily. And I think that, that garnered some type of respect. I don't want to say admiration, but some type of respect from Miranda to Andy. With Emily, feels like she's always been chasing it, but Miranda kind of did hook her up. At the end of this movie now, she's with Coach, which she prefers, because the people with Dior in France, they were making fun of her French. And Andy forgives her. She's like, yeah, you may be persona non grata, at Runway, but not with me. No, I forgive you. We all make mistakes. I love that. I love how she acknowledges she made mistakes from first movie. She acknowledges that she's not perfect right now, but we can be friends. And while they don't hold hands, she does breathe life into her, just like she breathes life into her assistant, who gets another better position at the end. She definitely breathes life into characters, and I like that for that main character. And what we find out is that Emily tried to call her when she left Runway. Now, granted, she probably didn't get the message because she threw her phone in a fountain in Paris. So, but she also, again, Andy gave her all those clothes, which is, we get a callback from that where Amari, she tells Amari, yeah, I had your job and I did the Paris thing, but then I, gave up all the Chanel and everything. She's like, who gives up Chanel? And she gives it up to her. Can't believe she's showing right here. But man, Stanley's just right off to the side. I like the coding with this too, where Anne's white because she's good, and then she's black because she's kind of bad. He's in between. Of course, the Dibble is going to be red. This movie is 119 minutes. I feel like, nope, that's 2 hours. Yeah, let's just say 2 hours. 2 hours. But yeah, even though she breaks up with Benji, you do see her arguing with her ex too, that has the kids, and she does the whole tap your temples thing with them. That's kind of cute. But yeah, he broke up with, kind of feel like she was using him for all his billions and billions of dollars, which he's a dumbass anyway. So the dude was like super fat, then lost tons of weight. Like, they tell you all the things he did. He's just, well, maybe the actor already has a big forehead, but the guy looks weird and awkward already. So, whew, I don't like him at all. But yeah, I like that she also gets a good ending where she's forgiven by this girl who she thought they could become friends. Although, by all intents and purposes, she was pretty much an asshole in that first movie. But Andy's one of those main characters that brings out the good in people. So good job. Let's talk about Tucci, my homie Nigel, my favorite character from that first movie, my favorite character in this movie. And if we remember correctly, he gets dicked over from that position that he wanted working with James Holt. I remember that way too well. He gets dicked over from that position. And, Andrea asks him, like, yeah, so you're cool with her again. That's all right. She asked in Italy. He goes, oh, that Miranda has done multiple versions of that throughout our time together. He comes to expect it. But I like that Andy kind of, recommends that Nigel does the speech while they have to go off and meet with Sasha for her to buy the entire, not just the Runway paper, but the whole entire corporation. I'm glad I didn't forget this. And one of the things, and I said Miranda gets humanized here. Way more human than the first movie, because she goes to Nigel and goes, you need to, she's like, I've been unfair to you. I've been unkind to you. She thought that she would notice if he wanted more, but then it kind of dawns on her when Andrea says it, he can do it. And she thinks he wouldn't want to do it. She goes, he wrote the damn speeches. He does a lot of the forefront work. And it's crazy that she wouldn't think that, because if he wanted that job, she forgot from 20 years ago, but if he wanted that job to be able to make decisions, And then he goes and he did the opening speech for her in that first movie. But again, she is the debut. The debut probably wouldn't notice that unless you got your nice little angel Andy to remind you. I really enjoyed that. I enjoy the fact that Nigel reveals at the end of this movie, and that's a good twist. Comedy dramas that are adjacent to rom-coms, because it's not there's a little bit of romance in here, but it's not reliant on that. The comedy drama, I like the twist here, where he's like, "Oh, you thought you just randomly got this job, huh?" No, it's, first of all, he was taking care of his girl Miranda. Told her assistant, don't let her talk to nobody because of the controversy. Then when he's like, "Oh, damn, this has come out," he tells her first. He's like, "Gotta let you know, not gonna let you talk to nobody. Just smile and wave. Deal with it later." During that moment, when their boss, when Irv finds out, drops Andy's article when she goes off. I don't know what rating this movie is, but there's 2 F-bombs in here. There's 2 fucks in here, right? So this movie does give 2 fucks. Dropped her article, dropped her information. He's like, "You thought that was random?" And he hugs her in this movie, kisses her on the cheek, and says, "Forever my girl." Forever my girl. That got me. He's steadily like mentoring her. He's the one that basically told her, don't look down on fashion, don't look down on the magazine, because maybe a kid that's in the closet uses it and it inspires him to go forward. There are people who care about this, just like the dressing down she got from Miranda. There are people that care about fashion. Fashion actually affects everyone, whether they realize it or not. And in here, he's still kind of mentoring her, because he says to her, "Hey, didn't you need the job? Did you need the job? All right, then do the job. Get it together." I love it. Hold on, I'm gonna go down, make sure I don't forget anything. Just Nigel's that dude. I'm glad he got his due at the end of here. Was able to run that Runway show that they did in Illing. I'm glad he was able to just he shines. He's still giving her clothes too, which is possibly one of my favorite scenes from the first movie in this movie. Although the montage where Andy's like going into the office and her outfits change because she asked him for help. You can tell he's really proud of her. He's like he's like her. I'm assuming he's gay, but he's like her big gay dad. I like that a lot. Nigel, best character. Everyone gets a happy ending, and I'm okay with that. I have one complaint. So we have Lily, right? Black woman character. She's I don't know if you want to call her supporting cast, but she's an important part of Andy, especially helping set her up with Peter, right? Ain't no black dudes in here. Besides John Baptiste, ain't no black dudes. So we saying there's no black men in fashion? Right? Y'all could have dropped. Could have been somebody. Even, Charlie the Chair was funny. But you could have dropped somebody else in there, bro. I don't know. That's my one complaint. That's my one complaint. But because there are black designers, but I don't know. I guess you wouldn't care if you need another designer like James Holt. If you had another him in here, that would have been nice, right? I met a black designer 2 weeks ago. Stephon St. James. So yeah, man, 2 weeks ago. So you could have thrown another black male designer in here and have him be that supporting backup. I don't know. So what I do know is this is a fun movie. Legitimately, it is a very, very fun movie. And I don't think we need movies with legitimate happy endings. Do not need a third movie. Like, this tackles everything. This tackles, the technology world, kind of doing away with physical print, but journalism and writing still clawing and going digital. One of the dumb things Benji said, which kind of made Miranda freak out, realizing she's gonna lose, he's gonna he's buying it for Emily, right? But which kind of made her freak out until she talked to Stewart, her new husband. What I like is, well, not what I don't, what I like, what I found interesting is that he said, look at where we're at right now. We're in this ancient city. There's little pieces of it that's left. And he's like, technology is inevitable. It's like the way I see it, we're all, waiting for Pompeii, and whatever it takes is, hey, we should just go with it and just take it. He's every tech billionaire, Bitcoin, crypto, AI slop bullshit billionaire that doesn't know his head from his ass. Never trust a person that tells you water is toxic. Just drink. Dude, it's just, he said the dumbest shit. And what hurt my head is that I've heard people say these things IRL, in the real waking world. But I'm glad Miranda did not wait for Pompeii and did the damn thing. Shout out to Andy, who spent literally all day while Miranda was doing the press stuff. Spent all day making the phone calls, connecting people to get Sasha to buy it. But yeah, happy endings. I love it. Even for Emily. Happy ending for the debut. Another juxtaposition at the end where Andy, hands her the article for her to read, and she kind of just stands there and smiles at. She's like, anything else you want? Nope. And you kind of get Miranda sitting on the couch and smiles a little bit, right? I like those. You might as well call them subtle. I'll call them subtle, because it's not like, haha, we did this before. The only one that's like, haha, is maybe the belt, because of how famous that monologue is. But yeah, happy endings for everybody. Sympathy for the debut. Even some sympathy for Emily. I want to see this movie again. So I'm probably, there's so many other movies that are coming out. Like Mortal Kombat's next week too. And I got some other stuff I got to catch up on. So maybe I'll wait for the Blu-ray for this. But if I get a random Tuesday, I'm going to go see this again. This is a good movie. Please go see it. It is the T2 to T1. No, that's not right, because Terminator 2 is actually better than Terminator 1. I said what I said. It is the Aliens to Alien? Those are like, I'm saying it because they're both equally good, although Alien 1 is like a slasher horror monster movie, and Aliens is like an action movie. Look, this movie is just as good as the first. All right? It's just as good as the first. That first movie was made on a budget of 35 to 41 million and made 325 million. This is $100 million movie. I can easily see them making like 4 to 5 mil. It's a good movie. For the fashion folks, whether you do your runways or your project runways, or you do your what's the one with the drag queens? Is it drag race? Whether you do those, or whether you're designer, whether you're somebody just like really good acting, watch this movie. 5 out of 5. Must see. Go see it. 2026, you are pumping out great movies. But again, if you've seen this movie, and if you've seen the first movie, or if you've seen one or the other, which one do you like more? Who's your favorite character? Let me know. Told you mine is Nigel. Nigel, then easily Andrea, Andy. I'm an Anne Hathaway fan. What can I say? So everyone, please leave a comment. But I'm gonna need you to hit that like button, share this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of more reviews like this one. All right. So I'm also gonna ask you to please go into that Patreon and donate. Whatever you choose to donate will be graciously accepted here. All right. All right. You can even make suggestions when you're on there. When you donate, make some suggestions, some things you would like to see me put out. Right. I appreciate all of you. Please have a good and safe weekend. Be good. Be blessed. Wash your hands. Drink some water. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. There's too many jerks in the world. All right. All right, guys. So, look, I know this world I know things are tough, rough, and it seems like every day we're hearing some new BS, and that can be depressing. Hell, even if you're not looking at that stuff and you have some things going on in your life, you can be depressed, you can be down and out, you can be going through a lot of things. I am asking you to please reach out to someone, talk to someone. There are people out there that rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. I can guarantee you. Allow people to help shoulder and carry your burdens. Your friends will thank you even while you're thanking them. I can promise you that. You want to talk to me? My social medias are in the description below. Go ahead and give it a click. Go ahead and follow me. Say hello. Be mellow. And we be good to go, my good fellows. Which I mean as a gender neutral term for fellows. So until next time, everybody, I'm going to see you really soon. So first we're going to strike a pose. And I'll see you next time.